Imagine a place where the skies roar with the sound of fighter jets, where pilots train for life-or-death battles against an enemy they can't predict, and where one of America's biggest mysteries might just play a secret role. Welcome to Operation Red Flag, the Air Force's ultimate war game, and the shadowy connection to Area 51. What's really going on in the deserts of Nevada? Are UFOs involved, or is it something even more mind-blowing? Let's dive deep into this high-flying enigma and find out. Let's start with the basics. Operation Red Flag isn't some covert mission to invade a country. It's the Air Force's crown jewel of combat training. Born in 1975 at Nellis Air Force Base just outside Las Vegas, Red Flag was a response to a brutal lesson from Vietnam. Back then, our pilots were getting shot down way too often, sometimes losing more planes than they destroyed. Why? They weren't ready for the chaos of real dogfights. The brass said, "Enough." So they created Red Flag, a massive, no-holds-barred air war simulation. Picture hundreds of jets and thousands of missions, all happening over a chunk of desert half the size of Switzerland. It's like Top Gun meets Call of Duty, but with real stakes. Blue forces, our guys, square off against red forces, the bad guys, played by elite aggressor pilots flying F-16s painted to look like Russian MiGs. The goal is simple. Make sure our pilots survive their first 10 combat missions, because stats showed if they did, they'd probably make it home. So how does Red Flag pull this off? It's wild. 4 times a year, Nellis turns into a war zone in the sky. Over 500 planes, F-22 Raptors, B-52 bombers, even drones, fly more than 20,000 sorties in just 12 months. You've got everything: dogfights, bombing runs, refueling midair, and taking out fake enemy defenses. The Red Forces aren't just random. They're trained to fight like our real enemies, copying Soviet tactics back in the day and now mimicking China or Russia. And the tech is insane. They've got systems tracking every move in real time, so after a mission, pilots can replay the whole thing like a video game and figure out what went wrong. It's intense, it's loud, and it's why the US Air Force dominates the skies. But here's where it gets juicy. What's Area 51 got to do with all this? Area 51, you've heard the rumors. UFOs, aliens, little green men. But let's cut through the sci-fi noise. Tucked away in the Nevada Test and Training Range, about 120 miles from Nellis, Area 51, aka Groom Lake, is the Air Force's super-secret playground. Since the 1950s, it's been where they test the stuff they don't want anyone to see. The U-2 spy plane, the SR-71 Blackbird, the F-117 stealth fighter, maybe even the next big thing, like drones or jets we don't even have names for yet. Normally, Area 51 stays out of Red Flag. Its airspace is off limits, locked down tighter than Fort Knox. But every once in a while, something slips out. In Moss 2022, during Red Flag 22-3, people started whispering. Strange call signs like MiG-5 and MiG-7 popped up on radio chatter. Jets taking off from Groom Lake, not Nellis. What were they? Classified planes playing the enemy? Stealth tech. Being tested in the chaos? The Air Force won't say, but it's got everyone wondering, just how deep does this rabbit hole go? Here's the kicker. Area 51 and Red Flag aren't as separate as you'd think. They're both part of the same massive Nevada sandbox, the NTTR. Red Flag needs realism, right? What's more real than throwing in a curveball from the most secretive base in America? Take the F-117 Nighthawk, officially retired in 2008, but guess what? It's still flying out of Area 51, sometimes popping up in exercises like Red Flag to mess with the blue forces. Imagine you're a pilot, thinking you've got the enemy, pegged, and suddenly a stealth jet you can't even see on radar blindsides you. That's next-level training. Some say Area 51 even sends mystery planes to act as aggressors, mimicking high-tech threats, like China's J-20 or Russia's Su-57. Others think it's a proving ground for bleeding-edge gear, like parts of the next-generation air dominance program. The truth is locked behind a wall of need to know, but the clues are there if you look close enough. So why should you care? Red Flag and Area 51 together are the backbone of why America rules the skies. Red Flag turns rookie pilots into aces ready for anything, wars, crises, you name it. Area 51 keeps us ahead of the game, cooking up tech our enemies can only dream of. Together, they're a 1-2 punch, training and innovation, all happening right here on US soil. And yeah, it's not all UFOs and tinfoil hats, though wouldn't that be cool? It's about staying sharp in a world where the next fight could come from anywhere. As of today, March 2025, red flags still roaring, and Area 51 still hiding its secrets. Maybe one day we'll know the full story. Or maybe that's the point. They don't want us to. What do you think? Is Area 51 just a testing ground, or is it secretly shaping the future of air combat? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Red Flag and Area 51, there's more where that came from. Next time, we'll crack open another Air Force secret. Until then, keep your eyes on the skies. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into military history and technology.